In 3.28 we are getting a new slam skill, Holy Hammers. The skill visually looks incredible, mechanically interesting and the damage numbers promising. The basic idea, use Holy Hammers with a staff and add the Inquisitor to the mix and make it tonky as possible. What's up guys, Pidget here. This is the Holy Hammer from the announcement page and on the first glance, you can already see this is a level 20 gem right now with 20 quality. So we got the, I would say, the full information about the numbers at least. So this is a slam skill and also a lightning ability as well, because it has a physical damage converted to lightning damage line as well. And also you can spend power charge on this one to gain more damage when expanding. In the video you was able to see it. It can hit multiple times, only the question is how many times? Let me show you a quick video about this. This is from the announcement page once again. This is slowed down. See here, attacks one time. And then when it's land the attack, summoning another hammer here and it's hitting this target as well. Although you can see here, so there is another hammer that is hitting this target, but that is because in the back there is another monster. So this is why it's getting hit by 2 times. So in the calculations, I will just use 2 overlap calculations. Okay, so not 3, because I have a feeling 3 is almost impossible on stationary target, especially on single target. 2 will be more realistic than just tripling or damage. So keeping this in mind when you will see in the POB in a second. As I mentioned, I'm planning to use Inquisitor for this type of build, and there is a few reasons for that. Because first, this ability is a lightning based build, so that I don't want to be wasted the lightning damage proportion of the skill, and the easiest way to use lightning damage ability, and that is a slam, when you using Inquisitor. The reason for that, because Inquisitor has, I would say, almost the perfect position on the tree for that, because Inquisitor can reach crit node as well and also can reach the Warcry nodes as well, because you will use Warcries. But don't worry guys, you will not need pianoing, because the planned build has auto exertion, automated Warcries in the build, so you will just basically one buttoning the whole map, and even on single target as well, so you don't need to, you know, worry about like pressing 6 Warcry. Okay, so keeping this in mind. The other thing is Inquisitor, I feel like a good choice for this one, because Inquisitor first can provide a very high amount of critical strike, right, and also can ignore the monster's elemental resistance when you deal a critical strike. Reaching 100% critical hit chance on an Inquisitor, it's not really impossible on League Start, even with very bad items. And the other part is I choosing Inquisitor because we have the consecrated ground source, right, and also increasing the enemy damage taken by 50%, and also we are gaining life and energy shield region at the same time because of the Precious Path and the Sanctuary combined together, right? So we will have at least recovery, we have damage increase, and also we can ignore the monster's elemental resistances and reach very high critical chance. So that is why I choosing Inquisitor. So how I simulating the Holy Hammer's ability? Well, luckily I found a skill that has exactly the same numbers with on the attack speed side and on the effectiveness of all that damage as well, and the attack damage side as well. So we will use a level 9 Earth Shatter skill gem, and basically that's it. This is our Holy Hammer ability. In the configuration, I also including 50% of physical damage converted to lightning, so basically this is Holy Hammers exactly. And now, because we talked about this one earlier, I can multiply the damage by 2, because the skill can hit possibly 2 times. So this is how I calculating. Technically speaking, you can say 3 times, right? But we will use 2 for be more realistic, in my opinion. Many people would say, okay, but what about the defensive layer on an Inquisitor? So I want to start with that. Inquisitor have access a lot of block nodes on the tree, right? Once again, my basic idea using a staff. The staffs, all of them has some sort of block chance already on it, because you know this is how GGG is designed them. So at least we can maybe utilize that one. And this is what I will do. I will trying to reach a block cap. So technically speaking, we can reach a 70% block chance and 74% spell block chance with just the tree and also with the staff itself, and basically that's it. So this is how the defensive layer is getting solved on that one. Although, because once again guys, with an Inquisitor we can have access to the energy shield region and life region at the same time. So you can see here we already have like 2k energy shield and also almost 500 energy shield recovery. So this will take care with the dots and like the ground regions and so on. And also if we're not blocking, we will have at least enough recovery if we're not blocking once again, right? And so the Fizz max hit is kinda okay in my opinion. You know, the elemental max hits is also acceptable. Of course, you will not see, I think, right now with this POB, like saying, okay, I will face tank everything, but at least you will not die, because most of the time the biggest problem with Inquisitors is the defensive layer, right? Because getting damage on this character, it's not hard. Getting defensive layer, now that is the hard part. Now let's talk about the damage, because you want to know the damage numbers, right? So first thing first, you will see here like 1.7 million, and because we can 2 times that one, 3.4 million, not a hard math. So this is with, I would say, a very basic stuff, guys. Making this type of weapon is kinda easy. So it looks like it's padding or anything, but you can use the highest Fizz essence on a weapon till you getting attack speed, and then just craft percentage physical damage increase, and basically this is how you can have this weapon for fairly cheap in my opinion. It depends on your luck, right? And also sometimes you will get like global crit multis, so you will getting more damage and so on. But right now I just trying to simulate the league starter things. Although I added Eldritch implicits to the build, the lowest ones, so at least we can see how it could look like a little bit more advanced into the, like, after you completing, like, you know, red tier maps and so on. The other thing is damage scaling, right? Inquisitor, obvious choice, you will take crit. We have 100% crit chance, we have a tons of crit multiplier, and also I'm talking about this one, we will scale with Warcries. We have a lot of Warcries in this build with automated, okay? So we're using Intimidating Cry, Battle Mage Cry, Infernal Cry, Seismic Cry, and also on the left click, I know it's kind of weird, on the left click, because you can do that. On the left click, you will use Railing Cry, because Railing Cry will give you more damage based on how many allies around you. And because we using Herald of Purity, we will have 4 allies around us. So this is why here nearby of allies will be 4. So that is a pretty decent multiplier as well. And also, if you not played like on your left click, Warcry, it's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad in my opinion, honestly, especially because we have tons of Warcry speed. So the Rallying Cry cost time is 0.3, so it's basically like you attacking one single time. So it's pretty damn fast in my opinion, and also it's not like you need another button press and so on, and it's basically almost automated because you're moving around with that one. Now we're using Assassin Mark, because once again this is a crit build, right? Easy. And also we can use Blood Rage as well, because we can easily sustain the Blood Rage, right? And also this is how we can get like frenzy charges into the build. Now the biggest question, how are we generating power charges with this build? Because we want the 20% more damage from the skill, right? When you expanding a power charge. Now the easiest way, first, get power charge on kill. So Disciple of Forbidden is pretty damn nice for that. This is why we're traveling up here. And I know this is not something that you would say, oh, okay, that is not really enough. But because we have the whirling barrier, maybe you don't know all of the staff nodes, right? Because honestly, when was the last time when you was played a staff build? Now, when you blocking, you have chance to gain a power charge because we have a pretty high block chance, and on mapping, I feel like you will getting projectiles, melee attacks, and so on. You will gaining this one, so you can have, I feel like, a pretty nice power charge uptime while mapping. And also, the other thing is we can generate endurance charges very, very easily with this build. How, you may ask? Here, Smashing Strike, 10% gain an endurance charge on a melee critical strike. We literally 100% crit chance. So this is almost impossible to not gain almost immediately an endurance charge at least one time when you attacking, right? So this is how we can generate all of the charges. Although on boss fights, I don't know honestly how we can get a power charge to the build reliably currently. You can do like some very, very weird, like, Orb of Stone power charge and so on. Maybe that is a play, by the way, when you fighting against, like, let's say Maven or something like that, when you cannot kill stuff there, right? So basically this is how you can get that one, in my opinion. Very, very important thing with this skill, because on this side of the tree doesn't have too much accuracy rating, you need to get accuracy rating on your gear, because this is little, so you can already see we taking the precision and also the versatility, right? That is basically almost all of our accuracy rating source. There is up here a very, very little accuracy rating source. Basically, that's it. So when you choosing this build, keep in mind this one, guys, because this will requires you to have a lot of accuracy rating, level 20 precision. This is how the build is looking like, in my opinion. I don't know if this is a good approach to for this build, because honestly, I can see it more investment you will reaching like maybe 10 million DPS, or if this skill for some weird reason we can figure it out how you can get free overlap on signal target, then that is an entire different story, right? But for now, this is what I came up with it. I will not suggest to you guys immediately put this one in your league starter that I will start, right? So this is absolutely experimental build. I can't even test it. Nobody can testing it. So basically, if you want a new skill and try to have fun with the new Holy Hammer abilities, this is for you. But once again, this build, this POB doesn't have any sort of tree progression, gem progression, anything. I just put together and just wanted to see the numbers and the max hits, which is not that bad, but I not blown away by that. Although I feel like this is a very, very unique approach, because honestly, Inquisitor is, I don't think it's a very, very played class, in my opinion, as a league starter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this theory crafting video about Holy Hammer's Inquisitor. If you have any question or suggestion, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.